This presentation of the big game is made possible through the kind support of Tangipahoa Parish Tourism, your guide to the crossroads of Louisiana. North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch. Gateway Ford, Gateway gives the deal. And the Northshore Community Foundation, you can make a difference, we make it easy.
Tangipahoa Parish is home to the strawberry capital of the world and the premier destination for family fun and adventure. Whether you're looking to visit one of our historic museums, grab a bite to eat at our amazing restaurants, or attend an exciting local event, there's always something to do in Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa Tourism is proud to support the Southeastern Channel in its mission to educate and inspire young media professionals right here in Tangipahoa Parish, the crossroads of Louisiana.
Drop, yo.
I think this is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. This is just a place that we love. I think it is your responsibility to support that community that you're in. And that's something that we've always done here and something we're very proud of. Sponsoring Little League and sponsoring the high school and sponsoring the university. And I just feel like that's as much of our responsibility to be visible in the community and show that we're here and we're a part of what's going on with our neighbors and our customers.
Hey everyone, and welcome to TBG. I'm Lucas Hill alongside Will Sensley, and for this episode we'll be looking at the start of the Lions baseball season.
We will also recap seasons for men's and women's baseball.
But first, we'll check in and see how the Lady Lions softball team has been performing as of conference play approaches. After a historic start to the season, Coach Freeman and his Lady Lions have been on a bit of a slide. After being ranked for the first time in school history, the team has been battling an early year gauntlet. For more on the Lady Lions softball, here is TBG reporter Sophia Daniels.
Are just that. For the Lady Lions, things have been tough since their win over Oregon. They did bounce back with a sweep in Michelle Short and Adam Brown Memorial Colgate Classic, beating St. Louis University 5-2 and the Central Arkansas Bears 6-0 on February 20th. The Lady Lions won their next two games, but then ran into third-ranked Texas. After that, they fell to UTSA and lost the series to Texas State 2-1. The Lone Star State hasn't been kind to the Lady Lions, with 5 of their 6 losses coming against teams from Texas. Following a 9-1 loss to the University of Oklahoma, the Lady Lions now face UT Arlington, hoping to get back on track. Reporting for the big game, I'm Sophia Daniels.
On the opposite side of campus, the Lions baseball team has also had a rough start to their season after hosting the Kent State Golden Flashes and number 20 Southern Miss. Southeastern finds themselves with only 2 home wins. For more on their most recent matchup with South Alabama, here's Jules Dormain.
After getting swept by the 2025 MAC champion Golden Flashes and falling to a ranked Southern Miss team at home, Southeastern Baseball finally found a series win against Southern Illinois Edwardsville. Unfortunately for Lions fans, that momentum didn't last long. Southeastern would host the Jaguars from Alabama here at Pat Kenneally Diamond. The Jaguars jumped out early, but the Lions responded in the second inning. Connor Cuff and Mo Little each drove in runs to give Southeastern a brief lead. South Alabama would answer late in the game, eventually pulling away for a 9-7 win despite multiple hits from Justin Williams and Ben Robichaux. The loss continues a tough start for the Lions, who fall to 2-6 at home this season. Southeastern has allowed 56 runs across 8 home games and have committed 10 errors in their first 13 games. The Lions will look to bounce back this weekend when they host Grambling in a 3-game series. Reporting for the Big Game, I'm Jules Dorme.
Switching to basketball, Southeastern's men's team has wrapped up its season. Despite being the second winningest coach in program history, head coach David Kiefer could find himself on the hot seat. Outside of the COVID year, the Lions have made the Southland Conference tournament every season under Coach Kiefer. After several early exits in and now missing it altogether, questions could be starting to surface. For a full recap of the season and a look ahead, here's TBG reporter Allie Quirk.
It was a disappointing season for the Southeastern Lions after not making the Southland tournament for the first time in over 10 years. Southeastern was looking to finish out their last stretch of games on a strong note. After coming off of a 5-game losing streak and being dead last in the conference, the Lions finalized their season playing spoiler to the UNO Privateers and getting their final win. Southeastern's final record for the season was 9-22 with 6 total over conference opponents. They ended their 2026 season with 5 seniors ending their careers in Southeastern's green and gold. Isaiah Gaines, being a big impact for the Lions, ended his college career with Southeastern averaging 10.6 points and grabbing around 6 boards a game for the season. With the portal opening soon, Coach Kiefer will be looking to fill in roster spots for the 2027 season. Reporting for the Big Game, I'm Allie Quirk.
After a season with a completely new roster and head coach, Southeastern's women's basketball has also wrapped up its year. Now with a full season under his belt, head coach Jeff Dowd will have a full offseason to build on some of the positives from an underwhelming season. For more on the Lady Lions this year, here's Jaleel Hutton.
The Southeastern Lady Lions basketball season has come to an end. The Lady Lions played their last 3 games on the road against UNO, Nichols, and Lamar to end off their season. In their game against New Orleans, Southeastern played a great matchup against the Privateers. The leading scorers of the game were Alihi Zori with 19 points and Aaliyah Collins with 17 points. Southeastern ended up winning the game with a score of 74-64. In their next game against Nichols, the Lady Lions came up very close in this matchup against the Lady Colonels. Southeastern played very well during the game, with Aaliyah Collins having another great game with 17 points. But in the fourth quarter, Lady Colonel Jasmine Matthews gets a layup in at the buzzer to beat the Lady Lions with 57-55. In the Lady Lions' final game of the season against Lamar, they were unable to keep up in scoring against the Lady Cardinals. Aaliyah Collins played yet another great game, outscoring both teams with a total of 27 points. With the Lady Lions losing the game 52-70, they finish off their season with a record of 5-24 and ending in the 11th spot in the Southland Conference standings. Reporting for the Big Game, I'm Jaleel Hutton.
We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to take a look at some intramural sports and then some high school basketball. Don't go anywhere. The Big Game will be right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back to the Big Game. During the spring semester, students are able to bring their passion beyond the classroom. Here at Southeastern, intramural sports play a huge part in the culture on campus. I took a deeper look into the atmosphere of rec sports. Inside the Pennington Rec Center, there are no scholarships on the line, no national rankings, but there is intensity and it feels just as real. At Southeastern, intramural sports aren't just recreation, they're culture.
Another way to get together, like all of us come from like different parts of the city, different parts of the state, different parts of the country. We used to come here, have fun, in the league. We play with people that we know, so like it's almost like we're back in high school.
And that culture just reached another level. Playoffs for 5-on-5 basketball tipped off Monday, March 2nd, bringing win or go home energy inside the rec.
If there is a sports culture on campus, then naturally it kind of derives from intramurals, so I think it plays a pivotal role.
The timing couldn't be more fitting. Just across campus at the University Center, the Louisiana Girls High School State Championship Tournament is also underway, making this week in Hammond all about basketball. From high school athletics competing for state titles to college students fighting for intramural, bringing bragging rights and a chance to play other schools in the UL system champions, making this competitive spirit everywhere. Unlike Division I athletes, intramurals are built by students for students.
Well, softball is one of the, it's more of like a laid-back sport. Sometimes it feels like you're out there just on a good weekend day, kind of chilling out with. But then you may have an intramural basketball game that's completely different energy. It's feisty. Teams are arguing with officials. Teams are arguing with each other. And that doesn't happen all the time.
With referees, regular seasons, playoffs, and championships, the structure mirrors organized athletics.
We're not trying to decide games. I always tell my refs, we're not trying to decide games. We're just trying to facilitate games positively. So they play a vital role. Without intramural student worker officials, it's not really intramural sports. It's just pick up or free play.
Structure schedules, students, officials, playoffs, and championship intramurals provide organized competition, not just pickup games.
Fall of 2024, that would be the intramural championship flag football game that was played in Strawberry Stadium. As funny as it may sound, there was a game-winning interception. So a guy picked the ball off and ended up running out of the back of the end zone. So he picked the ball off to seal the game, but then ran out of the back of the end zone, which caused it to gave the other team 2 points, and they ended up winning the game off of that safety. So that was probably the craziest game I've seen in intramurals for sure.
Proof that intramurals, every play matters.
High school basketball brings some of the most competitive atmospheres in the state, especially when rivals meet. With playoff seeding on the line, Denham Springs and Walker faced off in a heated matchup. Here's TBG reporter Hayden Jarrell with more.
It was a packed-out senior night in the Hornsby Gym for the latest renewal of the Denham Springs vs. Walker rivalry. With postseason stakes on the line, Denham was trying to lock up a first-round bye while Walker was fighting to earn a spot in the playoffs. Although it was a celebratory night for the Jackets, Walker started the game with energy, putting Denham on their heels. The Wildcats were able to get an early lead on the home team, but due to a few turnovers, the Jackets were able to settle in and fight back to cut the lead down to just one at the end of the first. The second quarter was electric, with Walker coming right out of the gates knocking down. But what turned out to be the theme of the night, everything Walker had up their sleeve, Denham had a response for, and after an offensive rebound was able to kick it out and hit one themselves. The highlight of the night came from what seemed like an ordinary fast break until number 5 was able to rise up and stuff the rim with a huge dunk, bringing the whole gym to their feet. But once again, Denham had the answer. After catching the defense off guard with a layup, they were able to splash a huge 3. But lazy defense left Walker wide open, allowing them to respond and silence the crowd to finish the half up 1. The third quarter is where Denham showed their experience and got a jump out on the Wildcats with excellent ball movement and attacking offensive rebounds. But with a timely 3 and both teams getting the bonus early, Walker was able to hang on after a long third quarter. That's when a freshman came in the fourth, and he was the hero of the night for the Jackets. After knocking down not 1, not 2, but 3 huge threes to try to get momentum for his team and put the rivals away. But that was too good to be true, as Walker was not done yet and continued to giving up this nasty no-look dime. Walker had one last shot, down 3 points, but missed off the front of the rim. And after a big defensive rebound and 2 huge free throws, the game was over and senior night was saved. On a packed-out senior night here at Denham Springs, the 4th-ranked Yellow Jackets handled business in a huge rivalry matchup against Walker. With playoff positioning on the line, Denham Springs delivered when it mattered the most, keeping the round bye in the LSHAA. The Yellow Jackets look to finish the regular season strong and return to the Final Four for a second straight year. Tonight's performance showed that they are trending in the right direction. Reporting to you live for the big game, I'm Hayden Jarrell.
The University Center at Southeastern has once again played host to the LSHAA Girls Basketball State Playoffs. The event, known as Marsh Madness, has become a staple in Hammond over the past several years, bringing in fans from across the state. For more on the playoffs and the impact of the LSHAA tournament, here's TBG reporter Allie Dominique.
Southeastern hosts the LSHAA Ladies March Madness Tournament, which brings in teams and fans from across the state of Louisiana to Hammond, America. Whether people are traveling 35 minutes or 4 hours, every year Louisiana's top 32 girls basketball teams compete for a chance to win a state title. Southeastern not only provides the venue, but introduces thousands of people to the university each year. The University Center holds more than 7,500, with the girls' tournament having one of the largest numbers of attendance. Head coach of the French Settlement High Golden Girls spoke of what the city of Hammond means to her and her family.
Oh, I love Southeastern. I'm born and raised in Hammond, so I love Southeastern. My daughter went here. My family went here. We love being back here.
In 2023, the LSHAA signed a 2-year agreement to host the tournament at Southeastern due to Hammond's consistent success with the event. Former Albany High School coach, Hammond native, and current Assistant Executive Director of the LSHAA, Karen Hoyt, explained why the city of Hammond continues to be a great host city.
Even though it's been in other parts of the state, because I've coached in other parts of the state that hosted this tournament, this is by far the best attended, and the Hammond Steering Committee is what makes it great, because they do a fantastic job. They just go on to do everything to give the coaches and the student athletes the best experience possible, and it is amazing.
While Southeastern has held the state tournament in the past, the bid to get it back in Hammond was a team effort, the Hammond Steering Committee being one of the biggest impacts. They are a dedicated team that deals with the planning of the event by providing meals and overall hospitality to give the athletes their best experience. While these teams battle it out for the ultimate title, Hammond continues to go above and beyond, welcoming Louisiana with open arms. Reporting for the big game, I'm Allie Dominique.
We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got some football coverage, world baseball, and the continuation of Line Up and Line Down. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This presentation of the big game is made possible through the kind support of Tangipahoa Parish Tourism, your guide to the crossroads of Louisiana. North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch. Gateway Ford, Gateway gives the deal. And the Northshore Community Foundation, you can make a difference, we make it easy.
Tangipahoa Parish is home to the strawberry capital of the world and the premier destination for family fun and adventure. Whether you're looking to visit one of our historic museums, grab a bite to eat at our amazing restaurants, or attend an exciting local event, there's always something to do in Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa Tourism is proud to support the Southeastern Channel in its mission to educate and inspire young media professionals right here in Tangipahoa Parish, the crossroads of Louisiana.
Drop, yo!
I think this is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. This is just a place that we love. I think it is your responsibility to support that community that you're in. And that's something that we've always done here and something we're very proud of. Sponsoring Little League and sponsoring the high school and sponsoring the university. And I just feel like that's as much of our responsibility to be visible in the community and show that we're here and we're a part of what's going on with our neighbors and our customers.
Welcome back to the big game. Some of the top HBCU football talent in the country was on display February 21st at Tulane's Yeoman Stadium for the 5th annual All-State HBCU Legacy Bowl. The event gives players another avenue for showing potential in front of NFL scouts, and I was there to check it all out. Yeoman Stadium hosted the 2026 HBCU Legacy Bowl, the official final all-star game of the 2025-26 college football bowl season. The game featured two former Southeastern Lions, Markel Linser and Bryce Cage, both of which who stood out throughout the week and attended the same college this past year at Grambling State University. Although the festivities on the field were important for those in attendance to boost their draft stock, it was the career fair that was the most important event of the week. This fair has helped HBCU sophomores, juniors, seniors, and recent graduates job opportunities to find their next opportunity outside of football. In fact, it is South Carolina State head coach Chennis Berry's favorite event at the bowl game. The reigning national championship head coach mentioned how it is an opportunity for athletes to win a championship in the game called life because they know football has an expiration date.
They got all the other bowl games, but I think this is the best of the best. Why? Because we have the best HBCU players in America playing in this game, showing their skills, how they practice, how they play, how they interview, how they do all the things throughout the week. So I think it's a first-class event ran by the pioneers who paved the way for all of us, Doug Williams and Shaq Harris.
The HBCU Legacy Bowl's goals are to help put athletes on a big stage to showcase their talents in front of NFL scouts, but also showcase their resumes and skills to a potential future employer. Lucas Hill reporting live for TBG.
The NFL Combine recently wrapped up. Amongst all the big names, a few players from the Southland received invites. This includes Southeastern standout D-line and Southland Player of the Year, Caleb Proctor. For more on the Southland and Indianapolis, here is Nate Lackanek.
The time of the year again, where the NFL Combine comes around showing what premier talent is coming out of college football. 3 stellar players from the Southland Conference all received invites to be a part of this year's elite talent. Southeastern Louisiana's own Southland Conference Player of the Year, Caleb Proctor, was invited after a great performance this year. He ran a 4.79 on the 40-yard dash, making him second out of all defensive linemen. He also accounted for a 33-inch vertical jump and a 9-foot 5-inch broad jump and a 4.71 20-yard shuttle. Proctor ranked 4th in athleticism and 10th across all defensive linemen. Sticking with defense, cornerback Charles Demings from Stephen F. Austin also received the invite. He ran a 4.41 40-yard dash as well as a 42-inch vertical jump and an 11-foot broad jump. Demings was ranked as a second-best cornerback in the Combine. The third player from the Southland, Jalen Walthall from UIW, stacked up numbers, making him one of the best wide receivers in the Southland Conference. Walthall ran a 4.75 40-yard dash. He also gave us a 35-inch vertical jump as well as a 10-foot 11-inch broad jump. Make sure to look out for these players in the upcoming NFL Draft. Reporting for the big game, I'm Nate Lackanek.
The World Baseball Classic is back for 2026, and this year, following a runners-up effort, Paul Skeens and Team USA will try to run the gauntlet and earn their second world title. With more on the start of the tournament, here's big game reporter Adam Shakesnyder.
3 years ago, the baseball world stood still as Japan hoisted the trophy in Miami, cementing its dominance in the World Baseball Classic. The biggest highlight of this whole tournament was the final out of the championship. Two teammates, two legends, Ohtani versus Trout, with Ohtani coming out on top to win Japan their third World Baseball Classic championship. In the 2023 WBC, Japan took the gold, Mexico made an historic run to the semis, and the U.S. fell just one win short of a repeat of their 2017 championship.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I care because I'm from America. I love America. You know, I've seen the WBCs in the past, and there's no bigger stage or no greater honor than wearing USA across your chest.
The chase for the trophy returns. Team USA enters as a betting favorite, led by a powerhouse lineup featuring Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, and many more. Meanwhile, the Dominican Republic is stacked with names like Juan Soto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who are hungry to reclaim the crown they last held in 2013. The road to Miami started last night with Australia getting a win over the Chinese Taipei 3-0. More pool play to come tonight and this weekend, which shapes up to be yet another great World Baseball Classic. Reporting from the big game, I'm Adam Shakesnyder.
It's time for the new TBG segment, Line Up and Lying Down. All right, Will, I'll start us off with a Line Up. I got to talk about Caleb Proctor's combine performance. Ran a 4.840, weighed in at 6'2", 291 pounds. I know that scouts took a little knack at his weight, but I think overall, if he's able to put on about 10 more pounds by the time he gets to training camp, I think he'll fit the prototypical defensive lineman that NFL teams are going to look for at the next level. Really, really solid performance coming off of a very strong showing at the East-West Shrine Bowl back at the end of January.
I totally agree with you because him and three other players were the only Southland players that came with Jalen Waddle and Charles Demings.
Really strong performance from them. What about a lying down, Will? I know that I have one. What do you have?
Okay, so a lying down I have is the Southeastern's basketball program as a whole because the men's went 9-22 and the women's went 5-24.
Yeah, it was a real struggle for both of them. I mean, obviously having to replace pretty much everyone on the women's side, losing Ayla Gazzardo and a lot of transfers that are now at McNeese, and then David Kiefer and company struggling, not making the Southland Conference tournament, could potentially be on the hot seat for 2026. Going to continue on with our Lion Downs. Got to go to softball. They've been struggling recently, had a great start to the season, beat a top 10 program in Oregon. Since then, you've lost 6 of the last 7, 2 of which, though, were top 5 teams. You lose to Texas, you lose to Oklahoma, 2 teams that I believe that we will be seeing in Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series.
Well, on the other side of the diamond, I would like to give a line up to the baseball program because out of the last 5 games, they won 4 of them, and they also dog-walked ULM.
They've been very much better at hitting overall. Thought your bullpen has gotten a lot better. Offensively, they're going to be one of the best in the Southland Conference. Big weekend series coming up for them as they close out non-conference play against Grambling. But that'll do it for this episode of The Big Game. For more information on Lion Athletics, visit www.lionsports.net. And for more of us here at TBG, visit thesoutheasternchannel.com. So for Will Sensley and the entire Big Game crew, I'm Lucas Silva. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.